and exciting transitions, seismic and mercurial in their enormity and their swiftness, thundering in their demand for our urgent attention. So buckle up, get comfortable, and travel a while with me on this most exciting path. It is said that time is that one force in nature to which we are all slaves. That it is the fire in which we are ultimately consumed. And it is a river whose currents and eddies carry us daily to the most unexpected destinations. And yet every moment is meaningful and important. Precious. And yet there are certain moments in time, certain rapids and falls along that meandering river, where suddenly, and often quite unexpectedly, everything changes in a heartbeat. Sometimes that instant is the result of an individual's work. Sometimes it results from the toil of thousands working toward a common goal. Sometimes these instances in time are burned into our memories by just a single image. Sometimes they are etched into our minds by a sound or a song.
Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Take a side.
Some events are simply timeless. They mark an era. In 1961, John Lennon and Paul McCartney played together for the first time in a church band. In 1962, they played their first concert together in Hamburg, Germany. In 1966, they played their last concert at Candlestick Park. And by 1969, a mere 7 years after they first met, they recorded their last album, Let It Be. For 7 short years, the Beatles grabbed hold of the international mass consciousness, and they did not let go. They were imaginative and experimental. They were enormously popular. And their legacy includes durable, edible marks on the psyche of Western culture. But looking back, it was an incredibly brief instant in time. In those 7 years that the Beatles were together, they wrote and produced an amazing 13 albums. And at one point, they held all of the top 5 spots in Billboard Music's charts. It was a feat that had never been approximated before or since. It's said that they broke the mold of pop music. Not only with a range of musical styles, they also changed album art forever with breakthrough into Virgin album covers like Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, The White Album, Abbey Road. And even to this day, the simple 4-photo layout of Let It Be is still copied. Pioneered the rock video, and not just with single songs, but full-length feature films. They changed fashion with long hair and tight suits, and later with jean jackets and open collars. They were literally decades ahead of their time. They synthesized all that was good about early rock and roll and changed it into something even more exciting. They translated concepts into arrangements that required complex orchestration, applications of new technology, and an ever-widening array of instruments. sounds a lot like what we do every day. The Beatles were only the Beatles for 7 years. Yet 50 years later, not a day goes by that they are not mentioned in the mainstream audio. In the media, they are everlasting. Their popularity, eternal. Some suggest that the Beatles' prominence, though, is because the group's 1970 split effectively short-circuited what would have otherwise been an inevitable artistic decline. That somehow their work was uniformly strong, preserved in a pristine state, a magnificence, as it were, frozen in time. But I believe something different. I believe what truly set them apart was their willingness to embrace change. They took chances. Forever they tried new things, and they absorbed everything around them as fuel for inspiration. They relentlessly innovated and reinvented themselves. They did not change in response to a changing environment. They were not forced into popular adaptation. They changed because they wanted to change. They evolved. They always challenged the status quo. And 7 years was all it took. 7 years.